Hey guys,
Yeah.
welcome to Nerd Vibes,
Yeah.
the podcast where we talk about Halloween. That's it,
Yeah.
pretty much. I'm here with Jake.
Yep. This is our first in-person
Video.
video.
Pretty much.
Well, no, not technically.
Technically not today, but when this video comes out, it will be.
Yeah, our first review our first review / podcast that we've done in person in a very long time. So yeah, we just got out of seeing
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends. Yeah.
I want to give a little bit of a backstory right now. So usually for last year, we pretty much, it was me, Gianna, Lily, Dale, and a few others, I think, who saw it in theaters last year. And this year I was like, okay, there's another movie coming out this year. Let's just do it again. So I go in this private server where we're all at, and I'm like, hey, who wants to go? Only 3 people respond with the message, react to the message. Nick, Lily, and Jason, none of them showed up. They all...
He's calling you out.
They all fucking fucked off.
Last minute.
Literally 2 days.
Yeah, last minute. You paid for the tickets.
Yep, and thank you. I had to refund them.
You know it's something if that I have to show up.
Yeah. I generally thought that you were also not going to show up, and I was just going to be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I know. I was a bit on the fence about it, but
yeah.
Because so background for me, I saw this movie opening night.
Yeah.
And then he messages me, and he's like, "Oh, so then they,
yeah, because Nick
not going. Do you want to go?" And I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
Nick
I'll think about it. I have
something to do. So
yeah,
I was like,
talk.
hey.
So I was like, I'll talk to my parents,
Yeah.
and they gave me the okay. So
Yeah.
here I am, seeing it again.
Lily was like, okay, I'm gonna be a woman, and then Jason was like, oh, my ankles hurt or something, and then I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck you all. You're kicked off the channel officially now. Never message me again, and you're blocked on Discord, Snapchat, Twitter, Pornhub. Fuck you. Anyways, so yeah. What do we usually do? The plot.
So let's I want to say a couple of things that happened before seeing this movie. As soon as we got there, to do the refund, we went up to the front desk, and in front of us in line were these kids.
Yeah.
They were like, they were like, I don't know, like 13 maybe.
13.
Yeah, they looked like 13, and they were trying to get to see Halloween, and the lady was trying to explain, like, you have to be 17, and you need a parent with you.
You need a parent, you don't.
And then, so I don't know what. Obviously, we're not intruding on a conversation, but I think they just locked up. We went up, got the refund all set up. I thought it was gonna be a more tedious process.
It was actually
very easy.
Like, all the lady was like, here's a scanner, scan it. Hopefully I'll get my money back.
We get there, get to our seats, and then
because
tickets I'm used to just getting printed out right there, or completely different. So it was it wasn't. Yeah, so we finally figured it out. And then people were sitting in our seats.
we were in row G. I forgot which row we got, and it looked
15,
like a 6.
16.
So I was like, where the fuck is seat 615? There's not 600 seats. And then Jake was like, that's a G, and I was like, oh, it makes more sense.
Yeah, and then they were in our spot, and then I was like,
we were confused about that.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so let's just, because we're not confrontational people.
Unless we don't have to be.
Yeah, so we don't want to just go up and be like, "Hey, you're in our seats." Like, so we're like, let's just take an open seat.
We were originally just being like, okay, let's just sit on this end, and then Jacob was like, no, let's just sit close to them.
But the open seat and see like which seats are open. So like we're not. But I ended up sitting in a seat that was occupied,
which is funny because
I was sitting there just fucking tense up, like I'm so scared.
Like, oh my god!
And you ended up sitting in a refunded seat.
Yeah, which is funny because like if you didn't go, I would have been fine. No one would notice. But yeah, so like this whole group of people. As soon as I saw this group of people like starting to walk in a row, I was just like, fuck, shit, fuck. And then like,
I was sitting there tense, and then this woman comes up to me and she's like, I think you're sitting in our seat. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and then you were like, hey guys, I
Yeah.
think you're in our
Well,
seat. So what?
I was like, I was trying to like, as I was in my pocket, like trying to find it. I was like, how do I do this? Because this is a confrontation. And I was like, fuck, and I'm like, I'm trying to play it off. It's like, oh, we are in the wrong seats. We're supposed to be sitting there. Like, I didn't know where we're supposed to be sitting.
What row? E.
E? Yeah, like the guys next to us, there were 3 of them, and they somehow completely fucked up reading their fucking ticket. They were supposed to be in row E. I don't know how the fuck they ended up in row G. They apparently cannot read. And the kid next to me, like you said with your fucking experience, like every fucking trailer, this kid was like, that's so amazing. One of the movies, it was the cannibal movie.
Yeah, I literally told you, like, oh, I don't like that trailer. I was like, this is weird. Like, I like horror and stuff, but that was way too freaking weird.
It was
for me.
weird, especially since the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff is.
I like the Megan trailer. Megan looked. Megan looks like it's gonna be the worst horror movie ever made, or it's gonna be the best.
Why was she dancing? I
love that. I love it.
Like, why is she dancing?
I love that.
But the kid was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like 10 seconds in, and then like after the trailer,
yeah,
like,
what's weird is like I don't know if we just got in later, but there was barely any trailers. Like when I saw it opening night, there was like the Black Panther trailer, there was all these other trailers, but there was like I think like 3 trailers, and then like the movie just started. I don't know if it's just we were late or whatever. I don't think we were, but
I feel like we're on time.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So then we got our seats situated, and we sat in our scheduled seats, and now we can talk about the movie. So I'll just get it right off the bat. Like, I'm very conflicted about this movie.
Wait, spoilers ahead.
Spoilers are ahead.
Click out the video. The funny story's over now.
Okay.
Go to this end though, because there's a funny story at the end.
Yeah. I saw opening night. Once I left the theater, I was a bit conflicted. Because, for starters, like, this movie... Well, there's 2 things about this movie when you go into it. One, that the marketing was complete clickbait.
Yeah.
2 is, it's different.
Yeah.
It's a different... So, with those 2 things, I was left conflicted. Because,
it's not what I expected at all.
Because, I want different, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure about change.
Yeah.
So, with that being said... but then I saw a couple of reviews just to be like, just to like hear some other opinions, and so I can feel a bit more ease with my confusion. I'll say more, but definitely like for now, I'll just say like, this isn't the worst. We've had worse in this. I'm as someone who has seen every single movie in this series. We've had worse, but we've also had better. For me, at least. I know. For you, it's different because you're into this series a whole different way. You've seen only the current like movies. I've seen every single one.
I know like all the movies to an extent. Like I know Michael. There's incest. I think in like the cut version of Halloween 6, yes. Yeah. I've said this in our timelines video we made before we saw kills. Yeah. The only reason I would know about all the rest of the movies is because
of me.
Dead Meat.
Oh, Dead Meat. Oh yeah, I love Dead Meat.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they did a video about both cuts of Halloween 6. I don't know if they did Halloween 6. They definitely did Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
That one was...
I know, yeah. I like really I said, different. We've had worse. Yep. There's worse.
That should never have existed.
I'm just in that it's average, I guess. I know you're in a different boat.
I don't know, it's because it's not even that I haven't seen the other movies. I maybe I'm just not prone to it like you are, but like I thought this was a kind of great movie. I can
understand. I'm not like gonna be like other people are gonna be like because like even like you, I heard it from one of the YouTubers I saw a review from, like your worst Halloween movie might be someone else's favorite. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know I talk trash about Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie all the time, but I know some people like it. Like,
and when
I
we
can't-
find the two people who love it,
yeah,
we'll
so, yeah.
kill them.
So, like I said, it's not the worst in the series. I know some people are trying to bicker that it
people
is.
are always
but,
going to do that.
But I'm...
Like, just look at the MCU.
I'd say, like... All right, I'll say like a rank at the end, like
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get with the movie.
Yes.
We immediately start off not in the present, but we're in a year.
2019.
Yeah, a year later after Michael
Halloween
literally
night.
killed like the entire town.
Yeah.
We follow this kid, Corey.
Corey.
Corey is essentially, and I've talked about this while we were playing Mario Kart, because I was like kind of warning you, like this Corey is literally the focus of this movie, and it's weird.
Yep.
Like I said, like I just don't think, like I think he shouldn't have been in the origin, like the first one in this series, and then just building up to his descent into the evil.
Yeah, I see, looking back, I see what you're saying
Yeah.
when you said they should have kind of hinted at this.
Yeah,
leading
like
up
that
to these
slow. It
movies.
shouldn't have been a more slow descent
Yeah.
than just this whole movie. Like but yeah. So what happens with this kid is at the beginning of this movie, he's babysitting this kid. This kid's this kid was.
He deserved to die.
I would say that, but
No,
he was being like a jerk to
he
this
was being
guy.
a bitch. I am glad he died the way he did.
So what happens is like there were a bunch of shenanigans. He's trying to scare this the babysitter.
He should have been the cum that swallowed.
But he ends up locking Corey in like the attic door, and naturally he's like freaked out. Like he's like, "Come on, let me out!" And this kid's like, "No, no," and he's like standing at the door, and Corey ends up kicking the door open and sending him like literally flying. When he falls down, I always jump when he just. Like my jaw dropped when I saw it opening night, but when I see it again, I still jumped at it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
My jaw also drops. Like him screaming when his parents walked in was not a good look.
And saying, "I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah,
that's not a good look. That's not good on him.
Then we get to the title card of Halloween. Another one of the pluses for this movie for me is definitely the music. Once again, it's always I love when they update the theme every movie.
Yeah,
I think I like the Kills theme a little bit more because I like the choir and stuff that's in it.
I completely forgot the theme of this movie.
But the theme in this one, it's like a more
theatrical.
Yeah, theatrical version of the original theme.
Yeah, a little more.
I like the pumpkins too. I like the pumpkins, and I like it.
The Verve pumpkins.
Yeah, and then now we cut back to a couple years later. After that, Corey is like now he's not like the new Michael Myers yet, but he's seen as this murderer and he's everyone just hates him, and Laurie explains to this epic monologue and you see footage of the original Halloween and how Michael is affecting the town now. People are killing not everyone's killing each other, but there's just this that paranoia. It's this paranoia and this just
dread
of Michael just having his presence in this town just corrupting everyone sort of. And I like that. I like that.
It's very
I said, I think this shouldn't have been in throughout the whole series and not just the last one.
Yeah. To be fair, the first two took place on the same night.
Yeah. And we did see some elements of it in Halloween Kills, but with this one it's it's more of a focus, and this whole kind of thing is just with Laurie taking this kid in because she kind of has some empathy for him.
Yeah, because she saw him get bullied by these fuckers. I'm glad they died the way they did.
And she wants him to see Allison, which they now live together. Allison has a job now because it's been a long time, and both her parents are dead, so she lives with Laurie. And so they kind of start getting together. And then it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
Just because throughout this movie, Corey is just he's slow. He slowly descends into madness, and
He's starting to go through his Kanye phase.
yeah, and like, I mean, like I said, like it's with that kind of element that it didn't really feel like a Halloween movie. It kind of felt like, I think like if this was a concept in like a different horror movie, that it would have been like really good. But like again with Halloween, because like for like Michael's like barely in this movie. Like he is like it's kind of like for me it felt like, now that I'm seeing it for a second, it kind of reminds me of the Candyman remake. And with the Candyman remake, the original Candyman is barely in it. Like he's only in it for like the last 30 seconds, and you follow a character, and there's still a Candyman killing people, but it's not the original. Yeah, it's like the different guy. Yeah. So you can see now the parallels between with this movie. So we start seeing Allison, and those kids who were bothering him at the gas station, they bother him again, and they end up throwing him off a bridge. He survives, and then he is sucked into the storm drain by Michael, and that's where he's been this whole time. Yeah. I do like the idea of Michael hiding in the sewer, because I thought they were gonna do like the Rob Zombie route and have him be like this homeless guy just walking around and stuff. But I like that he's living in like the sewer and like because it's kind of like that idea that Michael's like he's still like under like everything, like so I like that.
It was under our noses the whole time.
But then it gets really strange, because
he wakes up.
Yeah, he like chokes Corey, and then he like cuts to like, it's like Michael like kind of sees what's going on with Corey like in him. Yeah. And then he just lets him go. And that's really weird. My theory is like I feel like this this kind of idea was in Halloween 4/5, where there's like this is where I thought it was going, because but it didn't, or they were, and that they just didn't explain it right, that there was like a psychic link and blah 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 blah. So that's what I thought there was going.
It's like that as well. Yeah. I think Michael, like, not being human, I think it makes sense that he can feel what someone
like that, like he through. He sees the evil in someone.
Yeah. Maybe he was also like, he saw it, and what I think was like, all right, because I'm gonna give you some of my evil. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, that's what the other movies were trying to do. But I think with that, the Halloween 4/5, I think it executed better. But
now, I like how they did something with Cody, where they kind of transferred it. Mm-hmm. The problem I have is kind of like what you said. He should have been an established character already. Yeah. Not just like a random person.
Yeah. Like, you can have him be one of Allison's friends in like the original. Yeah. And then you just, well, not the original, but like the first entry, and then you just build it up. Yeah. Because like it goes from like 0 to 100 really quickly. Yeah. So over like the course when he's with Michael, it's he becomes slowly more and more deranged like Michael. Yeah. He starts killing people, and then it goes to the point where he even attacks Michael, and takes his mask, and then he goes on his killing spree. Yeah. And
but we'll get to that a little.
I gotta say, those kills were great. Yeah. My favorite one, I wish they didn't like blur it out. Like, not like blur it out, but like they zoomed in on the woman screaming. I like the blowtorch. I thought that was pretty sick. I also liked the one in the radio station, the records.
Oh yeah.
I again, another thing, I just jumped when he cuts his tongue off with his scissors. I was like, ugh. Yeah. Jeez, that was. It just made me wish Michael was the one doing all that.
But like, Michael wasn't even Michael, you know. Yeah. Like, Michael is like evil, so that in some way, Michael also was doing it. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so, but this whole thing is like, and Allison and Corey developed this relationship, so, and Laurie starts seeing the evil Michael has inside of him. Yeah. and so she wants, she's trying to. It's like that, like kind of generic, like I know he's like your boyfriend's bad. No, he's not.
He
bad.
loves me.
Yeah, like that, and they plan to like run away and blah blah blah, and then he goes on this killing spree. He kills his mother, who is
She tried kicking him out, slapped him, and by being sorry, she kissed him on the lips.
Yeah, I know. Every time, even with opening night, just everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you probably saw me in the corner, and were like, "What the fuck?"
He kills his mother. He kills with Michael's aid. He kills
the guy.
He kills Allison's boss and her friend. Michael kills her friend, but he kills the doctor.
Oh yeah.
And then he kills those kids.
Yeah.
One of the kids accidentally shoots his dad.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shots in the movie is when he shoots his dad when the dad gets shot in the head, and you see that Corey's behind him, but when he falls back, he's gone.
Oh,
Corey's.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, same.
Makes me wish that was Michael once again, because that would have been genuinely.
Well, part of me wishes Corey didn't actually die, because
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Spoilers.
He didn't die. Maybe
no, Michael just freaking.
Who knows? Michael likes playing tricks. Maybe he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna pretend to break your neck."
I know that was a weird. Like the whole thing with like, him and Corey like quote unquote teaming up.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, because like, I feel like when I think of like the character of Michael Myers, like, I feel like yeah, he might like. Yeah, sometimes he might not go for you, but because that's what makes him unpredictable. But I feel like if you're getting up in his personal space like that, I think he'll attack you, because like he's a force of nature. Like if you put your hand in the fire, you're gonna get burned, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, like so I think Michael was like, okay,
and like an entire angry mob could not kill him, but this one kid can overpower him.
Yeah,
and take his mask. Like that's another thing too. And I know they're trying to do that thing where it's like, oh, Michael's old and he's old and frail now, and like, but it's like a couple years ago he literally got shot with a fire hose, which is supposed to like the pressure on those fire hoses are like they'll either send you flying or like kill you, but he was just walking right up. So it doesn't make sense.
He also survived like a fire. Both opposite ends of the spectrum.
He literally survived a fire. Yeah. He was beaten down by a mob and then got right back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like let's have this kid overpower him, take his mask, and so yeah.
I think that makes sense though, because like I said, like he had some of the evil transferred into him. Therefore, I feel like he can take him in a fight to an extent.
I guess, but it's like I know it's like less the better, like less you know the better, but I feel like with this one there's just like no context or anything.
Yeah.
Or like any like if it was like the evil like transferring to him, you could have like Corey get like some serious damage or something, get shot, and him taking the hit like Michael would. Like that kind of thing.
He did have that moment in the final act. Because he got up just fine.
Or he just stops talking altogether like Michael, or like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I suppose it's too late for that though.
Yeah, but
and he's also dead, maybe.
Yeah, so there's like, and then like and then it leads up to Corey going to kill Lori, because like he's like I've had enough of you.
Lori was like, you cannot date my granddaughter, and I was like, okay, if I can't take down your granddaughter, no one can.
Yeah, classic toxicity of men.
And then I think he was also like manipulative.
Yeah,
and was like, Lori's trying to kill me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, she didn't.
And she like I honestly thought she was gonna kill herself. I was like, because I was so nervous. I was like, please don't end it like this.
I recognize that scene from the movie. I mean, from the trailer. Yeah. Where like it was like opening the door and then she was there. So like I was like, no, she's not killing herself. And then for 1 second I was like, when she shot the pumpkin, I was like, did she kill herself? And I was like, no, there's a pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's a pumpkin.
Yeah. So she guns down Corey, and but Corey's trying to manipulate Allison once again, and he stabs himself in the neck.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Well, it does work. Allison bolts, but then Michael shows up.
Yeah.
And then when Michael shows up, you get what the marketing was going for. That final 10 minutes is just Michael versus Laurie. It was good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wish this was just Michael versus Laurie, and the final showdown was the whole concept of the whole movie.
Oh my god!
That's what I'm saying.
So tiring. Just 2 hours of them.
Well, not like a borderline versus movie, but you know what I'm saying. Michael Michael rising and coming back after all these years, and that's what it was. That's what we were led on to believe, and then they're like, oh, so we're just gonna focus on this entire new character, and for most of the movie, I said it, and when we were playing Mario Kart, Lindsay Wallace, who was the protagonist in the original, the last one she survived, is sidelined really badly.
Yep, again.
She doesn't do anything. At least in Halloween Kills, she got a hit on Michael and able to escape. And this one, she's
I saw something about we're gonna include her this time. Only includes 3 minutes of her on screen.
Yeah, it was that was bad. I did not.
It's there's that one scene where they go up to the hanging guy. It's yep, she's certainly there. She is involved indeed in some way. Yeah,
and then and then some of the other characters are there, Julian, the kid, he was only at the end. The kid, in the first entry, you see him in Kills too, but you know who I'm talking about, the one,
the black kid.
Yeah, he's only in it for one frame.
Yeah. Who else? There's someone else.
So there was another thing that the old lady who was who got stabbed in the throat survived.
Yeah, because Laurie met the officer, I forgot his name, I'm sorry. Hawkins, at the grocery store. And they had a chat, said that Corey was seeing this kid, Allison was seeing this kid named Corey, and then Hawkins was yeah, I know him, he's pretty...
Yeah, because he's a
And remember, I just realized this. Hawkins sees the good, sees him fixable. He also was the officer who was nope, don't kill Michael.
Yeah. But he ended up regretting that. Yeah, so...
And then she went out into the parking lot, and then the 2 black ladies were there, because of you, this happened.
Like I said, this whole idea of, the town's effect on Michael's effect on the town, I feel again, why are we using this for the last movie?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the last movie. You're introducing all these things, and, so yeah, it's a very strange, it's a very different approach, but it's I do so we get to the final showdown between Michael and Laurie, and Michael he dies.
Yeah.
He went out I will say I'm glad he went out in a metal way, he gets pinned down to the table, he gets the fridge put on top of him, he's if it was up to me, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have. She shouldn't have just cut his freaking head off. That would have been a lot more of an impactful move if she just was but him just slitting the throat. And
you probably saw me in the corner of your eyes, going why is she standing there? Just fucking stop him. Because in a real situation, if this were to happen, no one would be giving him monologue.
Yeah,
they would go stabbing repeatedly. No questions asked for 10 hours straight.
And then Michael, kind of knowing that he's about to die, he's I'm taking you with me. And he grabs Laurie by the throat, and she's do it. And it has all these flashbacks. Yeah, Allison just jumps in.
Yeah.
I wish he killed her. I know that sounds shitty to say, but
yeah.
I think it would because I said in our predictions and stuff, I said they were building around this idea that they are keeping each other alive. Yeah. You see that in both of them.
Yeah.
That it's that and literally they did this in the trailer too, because it's maybe Lori said some of the lines like, if he needs, I probably need to die for him to die. Like she said something like that in the trailer too.
Yeah.
And they don't say that. Like, are you? Like,
Wait, they said in the trailer only?
She said that in the trailer. Like she's like,
And then they didn't
like
say
like
it
she
in the
said
movie.
like maybe I have to die. She said something like that. Like maybe I have to die or something. And like it's just, I think that's just one of the problems with this movie, that it was very misleading.
Yeah.
Like, because it was building up to being like, this is the final showdown. But the final showdown's in the last 10 minutes. And
Yeah, pretty much.
and if like, and again, with all this Corey stuff, this should not have been in the finale. Like, they shouldn't have, like, if this was in like a different like movie, like it would have been like, that's cool. But again, like this.
Wait, are you saying there was too much gore? Or there was too little?
Oh no! I'm saying with Corey, like.
Oh, you said Corey.
Yeah.
Okay. I coughed, and then all I heard was like Corey or Gory or something. I was like, what? Are you stupid?
Like I said, like it just.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the finale. Why are you introducing like all this stuff?
I completely agree.
But yeah. So Michael dies.
Yeah.
And then like they're like, so, and I did like this part where they like, let's chain up or have this long parade them around town, like,
oh yeah,
we're gonna. I think that's very. I don't want to say quote unquote realistic, but I feel like this is something that I think the townspeople would do in Haddonfield.
Yeah.
When that he's finally dead, like
anywhere.
But
if this happens in like New York City or a big city, you best believe it's gonna be like a fucking sports parade.
And then they just throw him in this like, I don't know what it is.
Meat grinder.
A grind. They just grind him.
You know, when the first scenes of the trailer park showed up, they showed the torch, and I was like, "That someone's gonna die from that." And they showed the meat grinder. I was like, "Someone else is gonna definitely die in that." And it was Michael.
I do like that, like
the foreshadowing.
I do like the closure that it has with Michael getting like his body being essentially like incinerated, and them being like, so we don't. No tombstone, no memorial, no nothing, because he's just evil. Like, I did like that, and then it has that kind of upbeat, happy ending. But like I said, like I think this movie should have. This movie's different, but it's like, again, I think a lot of the concepts should not have been done in the finale.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate what they did.
I know it made me appreciate Halloween Kills a lot more, because I feel like Halloween Kills felt like a Halloween movie that was more in my direction than this one. I have a brand new appreciation for it now.
Oh, I've always had the same appreciation for it. I think I
also think the ending of Halloween Kills is more ominous, because he just kills all the townspeople and he just disappears.
Yeah.
Like, but so yeah. I know, like I don't know. I like I said, I think this movie was just average. I guess like
that'd be fair.
It's not like the worst in the series, but it's definitely not a top tier. I definitely liked the other two in this series a lot more.
Yeah.
But
honestly, I wouldn't have liked it when I was watching it.
I know. I was kind of like shocked when you were like, "Oh, I liked it." Like, I was like, "Oh, all right."
I don't know. It's just
I mean, because there's just a difference between you and I.
Yeah.
That I've seen every single movie in this franchise, so of course I'm gonna have a more defense about it than
we
like
have somewhat similar tastes, but like when it comes to like the reasons, like they're very different. I feel like. With why we like, some things. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, honestly, I wish there was more deaths. Honestly,
yeah, no, not even just like there's more kills. Like, I just wish Michael did more kills. Like he it's like 1.5 because like Corey held the cop down when Michael killed him. Like, so I would say 1.5, but I know it's like. Because like Corey's technically quote unquote helping him, but he gets like I think Michael was like it's again like comparing to the Candyman, like it's like with both of them it's like the main like villain or quote unquote like like the star of the franchise, like is their presence is throughout the movie, but they're barely in it.
Yeah.
Physically, I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wish Michael did a bit more, like I said.
Just actual combat with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I feel like everything with Corey should not have been done with the last movie.
Yeah, I'm definitely indifferent about Corey for, pretty much in relation to everything.
Like I honestly, I knew, like even with opening night, I can tell by the music, like the opening music, like this was gonna be something completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah. So, yeah.
I think that's everything pretty much.
Yeah, so I'd give this movie I'd say like a C, just average.
What about a number grade out of 100?
Out of
I mean, not out of 100, 10.0.
So I will say I definitely, in terms of like horror movies this year that's come out that I've seen, I have enjoyed them more. So I'm talking like the new Orphan movie, The Black Phone, and the new Hellraiser that just came out, which was amazing, by the way. The new Hellraiser was amazing. I would if I ranked like all the horror movies I saw like this year that came out this year, Halloween would unfortunately be at the bottom. But that's because I haven't seen as much. So
yeah.
But I would say, for me, out of like a 10, I'd go 5 or 6 out of 10. It's not groundbreaking great, but it's also not awful. We've had awful.
Yeah.
We've had worse, but we've also had much better. Like I feel like with the finale of Michael versus Laurie, I think Halloween H2O did it better. Because with that one, it was like
Busta Rhymes.
No, that's Halloween Resurrection.
Fuck.
But that was the retcon. Like, because I know it's funny you should mention Busta Rhymes because I saw a review like, man, Michael gets so disrespected in this movie, and I'm like, I've literally seen a movie where Busta Rhymes kicks his ass with karate and zaps him in the balls. Yeah. Like I've.
Why is Busta Rhymes and some random kid are the only ones that can kick Michael's ass? Why?
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Like they're the only two people along with Laurie.
What did you see the kill count for that? Is that how you know about Halloween Resurrection?
I don't think I saw the kill count for that one specifically. I don't even know which ones I saw. Honestly, I don't remember which ones I saw.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, Michael gets respect. I'm like, are you sure? Because like I've seen Michael get disrespected much worse.
Oh yeah.
Much worse. So yeah, I mean like back with H2O, it has Laurie defeating Michael, and then she stabs him, and it's like kind of builds up like, oh, the movie's over, like if Michael's dead, and Laurie just pulls a gun on the corner and say, no, we're not done here, and she I know he's not dead, so she hijacks the fucking like the thing carrying his body. Michael wakes up and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? She crashes the thing, pins him to the van, and then she just cuts his head off. Like that felt more of the definitive ending. It's just unfortunate that Resurrection came out and basically retconned everything. So I felt like with a Laurie versus Michael, that Halloween H2O did it better than Halloween Ends, unfortunately. Like I just like I said, I feel like if she just cut his head off, it would definitely have been a more powerful like symbolism of just her killing Michael. Just
and then have her lift her head because like remember the reporter guy was like, I have your mask right here, and he's lifting it, and then Laurie could just be like, I have his head right here. To like the entire town and them cheering. That would have been a great scene. Just like Laurie holding his head, and then like the entire town is in the trailer park, like yeah, like they're all. I
gotta say this too because when you I think you were worried that Michael was gonna come out of the meat grinder or something.
No. I was worried that Laurie was gonna jump into it.
Oh, I did too when I saw it opening it. Like, oh my god, she gonna.
Because I saw her climbing onto it, and I thought she was on the grinders themselves.
Oh yeah.
And then like no, it's just she's on it.
Yeah, I did too. You're not alone. But like I said, I feel like if I handled this movie, I wouldn't have had them both just kill each other because I feel like that was the whole thing with that symbolizing that movie that they quote unquote need each other to stay alive. Like because it's like with Halloween Kills, it's kind of like maybe Michael is like he's taking all this damage yet he's shrugging it off because like of Laurie, like Laurie's keeping him alive, or vice versa. So that's what I just like. I like it. Like it's a good end for Michael, but like again, it's like I feel like it could have been done better.
It would make sense though, honestly. Like as much as I wanted her to stay alive, that it would have also made sense for her to die, like because I thought initially when Michael went for a throw, I thought
and they showed the flashbacks too. That would have been perfect.
I thought he sent like the full knife through her throat, and I thought she was gonna die right there. That would have made sense because like if she dies, then like he loses his powers and shit, and then Allison comes in, finishes the job, stabs him.
Yeah, like I said, it was a good build up too because they were playing flashbacks and stuff. Like that was nice.
Yeah.
I also did like that they were like she was holding his hand as he was like dying or whatever.
Did
like,
they?
Yeah, she was holding onto his hand while he was like dying.
Oh.
Like I like that too. I like that.
It shows their connection
Yeah.
with each other. Even though they hate each other, it's like, you know what, I was like you.
It's just they're just intertwined with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
I
give this movie I think a solid 9.1 or something like that.
Alright.
I do have a little problems with it.
I mean, like, I know, I definitely disagree with you, and I'm not gonna like say like that you're wrong or anything, but because because like I said, me and you have different. We came into this franchise differently.
Yeah.
Because I've seen all of them, and you're only seeing like, in terms of like actual like full length movie, like you're seeing, like the new stuff. So
yeah, I think I've seen like about 5 of them.
So since I'm more of like, you know, like a nerd and like fan of it, I will definitely be more defensive about it. Yeah. So, like if people like this movie, like it's fine.
He will viciously attack you.
Yeah, but
he'll become Michael Myers and kill you.
But in terms of like me, like as a fan, I'm just like, you know, I'm a bit disappointed. I didn't have any high expectations, so it wasn't like.
Neither did I.
I wasn't. Oh, another thing that I want. This is another good thing. I'm glad they did not bring up COVID. Because everyone kept saying that they were going to do it, and that had me worried. I'm like, oh my god, they're going to put the pandemic into this. Like, oh my god, I don't like that. But they didn't. I'm glad they didn't.
I just remember what I said about COVID and Michael Myers. Like, the mask is important, kids. You need to wear the mask. And then he fucking kills 10 people.
Yeah.
Oh
so yeah, with this movie, like I said, we've had better. Yeah. We've had worse.
This movie definitely had like some awesome scenes, some weird scenes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I thought then Michael and Corey teaming up was kind of a cool idea.
Like I said, it kind of felt a bit out of character for me because I feel like Michael was always that sort of lone wolf, and like I said, like I feel like Michael is unpredictable. So like if you're like somehow like nearby him, like because you see it in Halloween Kills when Hawkins is shooting Michael and he just walks down the stairs. He doesn't like turn around to kill him or anything. He just keeps walking. Like, but I feel like once you get in his face and like in his personal space, then I think then he would have attacked Corey. But that's just me. But I don't. Yeah, like I feel like that was a concept that they were going to do for like Halloween 5 with like Jamie. But so they were trying to. That's what it kind of felt like. It felt like they were trying to do what Halloween 4 and 5 were trying to do with Jamie, because Halloween 4 ends with Jamie consumed by the evil of Michael, kills her mother, and Dr. Loomis screaming like no, like because he realizes like I couldn't save this little girl from becoming like Michael, and then Halloween 5 is like nah, let's just have her like. Let's have her mute the whole time and like not kill anyone, not be a murderer or anything.
Yeah.
And they were going to do that and have, but
didn't they go?
That's what
that one.
No, They didn't, unfortunately. They wanted to, but I feel like they were too scared of like what happened with Halloween 3, where it's like with a movie without Michael, and they were like scared that it would not do well.
No, I was asking like Halloween 5. Wasn't that the one where they brought up the cult shit?
The what?
The cult stuff.
So it's kind of a mess. So the symbol, the cult symbol, was in Halloween 5, but it wasn't. It was part of a deleted scene, and it just made it into the movie. And then they were like, "Oh, well, we're gonna have to explain that." So they threw in like a hint of it, and having like this guy called the Man in Black walk around. And then Halloween 6 was like just going full cult, batshit cult, like.
Oh.
So. Yeah.
Should just get this deleted, I guess.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think that's what they were trying to do. But again, why was this in the finale? This should not have been in the finale, because a finale should have been. Because if you're, shouldn't have just been Laurie shouldn't have just been the focus and that and building up to like that final confrontation.
Definitely should have handled it a little bit more better.
Yeah, so I don't know what I know some people said that like from like reviews that like, oh, maybe the door's open for a sequel.
No. Michael's dead.
I think in terms of like the future of this franchise, I don't know what the future of this franchise is going to be. Obviously, Blumhouse, who produces the movie, they're done with this series.
Yeah.
That's the deal. Like, so the rights are going to go back to Malik Akkad, who is the son of Mustafa Akkad, who was the original like sort of rights holder of Halloween. So Malik can do whatever he wants now.
Yeah.
If it were up to me, like give it like 5 or 10 years and just do a complete new reboot.
Yeah.
New Michael, new Laurie, new cast. Like, I think that's what. But I would also like to see like some new stuff. Like I said, I think a Halloween video game would be nice. Get some new. And that one you could just tell it completely. Like I don't how like I would definitely see like that would definitely be like an online thing, but like you could do like a like it's like another thing is too like you don't need like Laurie Strode to do a Michael Myers story. Like she's important, but like she's not like you can do stuff about Laurie like so either like 5 to 10 give it like 5 to 10 years like do a reboot.
Do you think they would do the approach where like Michael's just like, oh, I'm still alive and she's dead?
So like
it's like it's so so weird. What do you do from here? If you do anything at all?
Yeah, I don't want them visiting like if we get a follow up or whatever. I don't want them following this timeline.
Yeah.
If they want to keep, because I know like legacy sequels are all the rage now. So if they want to like we have other timelines that you can just branch off from if they want to do like that nostalgia baiting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we have Halloween Resurrection. I don't want them visiting this timeline, but Michael's still alive in that timeline. I don't know about the original timeline because it says like he got killed in like a comic, but like it's the same time. It's like are the comics like it's a mess, but like, and I also don't want to see a follow up with Rob Zombie. Like I just felt like with Rob Zombie like
that could stay where it is right now.
Yeah. Like I think just do a complete new. Like I do think there is a story with like if they just backpedal from a couple movies, like maybe they just completely remove Halloween 6 and have Jamie like grown up, like having to deal with Michael again. Like that stuff could be interesting. Yeah. Like if you just backpedal, like I know it would just make the series more confusing, but the series already is confusing.
Exactly.
So it's like but yeah. So yeah, like I said, 5 or 6 out of 10, give or take. Yeah. I did like Kills a little bit more because it felt like a Halloween movie more in my territory.
Yeah, I think what I've been wanting to kind of get at for a little bit is that the entire first half of this movie definitely felt like not a Halloween movie at all. It was like is this a romance or some shit? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I know, because like in the whole like romantic plot with Allison and Corey just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. So,
She starts sipping for him as soon as he walks in the
literally,
door.
like, I was like, does she know who he is? And then like Coach just like he turns into like a fucking model or some shit. Just sits down. I was like, "Hey baby, how you doing?"
Like it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like,
And then she's like, "Can I ride your motorcycle?" And then like that's hinting at something else. Like,
yeah,
what? I think she definitely saw a little bit of Cameron and him because they kind of resemble each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
It actually made me miss him. Like.
Oh,
Like,
I've been missing him, dude. Corey,
like he literally gets this whole redemption thing, and then Michael just kills him.
Yeah, dude. Cameron's death still haunts me. He didn't deserve to go out like that.
Yeah. Or Karen.
Yeah. Nah, I was surprised that wasn't just like a fucking dream sequence, but I guess it makes sense that was real.
I know.
Yeah.
There was more to it, and like the extended cut. I haven't seen the extended cut of Halloween Kills yet. I have it on Blu-ray. But yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, I remember.
There's more after
because like
it.
you were like, yeah, if I get the director's cut, we can watch it again. And then you told me, and I was like,
I mean, you do have a nice TV now, so it's not like.
Mm.
I know we should like, because like I told you when I got it, but I got the original in like a new scan, so it's in like 4K, and it looks like so good.
Yeah,
because I know how you feel about older movies and like that grainy like.
Yeah.
Sort of, but in this one, it was like really good, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
But
I suppose we can get back to Kills at some point.
yeah. Like I said, like I'm a bit bummed out about this movie, a bit disappointed, but I think we've had worse. But we've had better. So.
Yeah, for sure.
We got mentioned what happened. When
yeah.
The credits rolled.
So, I'm glad you brought that up. So after the movie ended, I looked at Jake. I was like, I like it. And then we're starting to stand up. And now,
yeah, because by the way, there's no end credit scene like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I was like, I went out to Jake after I fucked up with something. I was like, I sure hope I'm excited for him to join the MCU. It's gonna be really great.
And then you just backhanded your pop.
Whoa! Because I want to explain how the chairs are. So these are like, I don't know. I was gonna say they're theater chairs, but like,
they're
I don't
luxury.
really know. Yeah,
they call them like luxury
chairs, and on them there's this little holder thing that you can move in and out. Yeah,
it's like a tray that you can put your popcorn in, and they have a hole for like your drink or whatever.
And basically it goes in and out. Like take your right arm, put it to your side, and then kind of move it up and down. That's kind of like the motion with what it did. My dumbass, kind of. Without realizing it, was just trying to move it, and my full ass bag of popcorn spilled onto the ground.
You like backhanded it,
and yeah, like boy, the guy next to us.
You didn't
like,
even have your popcorn, so you just got it for no reason.
I did. I wasted so much money. I'm probably not even gonna drink the soda either. What the fuck?
I know. I just went for a slushie because I didn't really feel like eating anything.
I wanted to eat, but like, listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I started getting scared like 5 minutes in. I was just like, I cannot eat right now. Like the same with the attic, some shit. I was like, nope, I can't eat right now. And I was planning on bringing it home, having a little popcorn right now.
Yeah.
No popcorn.
Yeah.
I fucked it all up.
So yeah, we had a.
Luckily, it all ties together because remember, the 3 kids that were next to us, they bought their own food. And
I saw
in my
that.
seat,
like, the dude, one of them was not even wearing shoes.
Yeah, no, he had his shoes under my chair.
I know. I was like, bro has no shoes.
Yeah,
bro just has his socks out.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit weird as well. But one of them, the little seat originally with them, they left this box of one of the snacks, and it was folded. And I was like, so all this popcorn everywhere, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I have to put it back into the bag. And so I saw the box, and I was like, oh my god, my brain is working now. And I picked it up, and it was like, I went to Jake, it was like, it's full circle, look at this. This was a game item the whole time for me.
Yeah, because we didn't want to be dickheads and just leave this pile of full popcorn for the workers.
Tweets where it's just like, that movie.
Oh, don't even get us started when we walked down to the actual trash.
Oh
my god! I felt bad.
There was all this popcorn everywhere, and so we cleaned.
Oh, no, and the trashes were full. They were just stacking shit.
Yeah, it took me 5 minutes to clean it up. We went down, and then we saw the fucking trash, and I have to say, I felt bad for the guy who was going in there. But then he was like, get out. We're going to be cleaning out. There's a trash out here. And he kept repeating it at us. And I was like, okay, whatever then. All right. We're just trying to help.
Yeah.
And then we walked out. So, yeah. That was a fun and great experience, to say the least. You, Lily, Nick, and Jason, you missed out on a fantastic movie. And Zach as well. Go fuck yourselves. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Do you have something else to say?
No, I don't.
Okay, bye.